Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button if you guys are fans of the content being posted onto this channel to always be in the loop with more content similar to this, and be sure to hit the video up with a like if you're enjoying the content. And with that being said, let's begin. With the Avengers Endgame movie now officially in the history books, today we're going to be covering some very interesting comments being made by the Avengers Endgame directors, the Russo brothers, in relation to Tony Stark's original idea by building a suit of armor around the world, ultimately needing the help of Ultron to further defend the planet from the oncoming threats that Tony Stark had within visions, in seeing the downfall of the Avengers in the original Avengers Age of Ultron movie, which further gives Tony Stark validity in his claims of needing Ultron from the start, as the Russo brothers went on to state, and I quote, "He was not wrong that there was a great threat coming, and they need to build a suit of armor around the world." Co-director Joe Russo told Slate, and I quote, "And at what point do civil liberties trump, no pun intended, do civil liberties come before the government's ability to protect its citizens?" Which, when looking at Tony Stark's comments from a subjective point of view, some would argue that the idea was bad from the beginning, not to mention the fact that the suit of armor covering the world would have never have prevented an inevitable threat such as Thanos and his army, as powerful as they were, to even put a dent within Thanos' plans in further collecting the stones that he needed in order to cleanse the universe of the life that he deemed to be unworthy. Which was why Tony Stark had confronted Steve Rogers in Avengers Endgame after he had returned from space, in letting Captain America know that, of course, according to Captain himself, if they were going to lose together, then they would do that together as well, which didn't seem to be the case, especially given the fact that Tony Stark had lost his battle on planet Titan and Captain America had lost his battle on planet Earth. So in fact, if they were going to lose, they in fact did not do that together, which by the end of it, when looking at the narrative objectively, Tony Stark was right in having his heart and mind in a good place, in simply looking after the planet, in protecting himself, his family, and his friends from the ongoing threats that were inevitably going to arrive on Earth, that being Thanos and his army. But even then, the Russo brothers did go on to acknowledge the fact that Tony Stark was right from the get-go, but simply did not go about in executing the Ultron plan properly enough in preventing Ultron from going insane from the beginning, as Tony Stark's reasoning behind having to create a suit of armor around the planet and by creating Ultron was by simply having to experience all of the chain of events that have happened in the Avengers 1 movie with the invasion of Loki and Thanos' army. Following Tony Stark's vision of seeing all of the Avengers die off, Tony Stark knew that at some point there could be a being and or cosmic entity that far even exceeds the powers of the Avengers that could inevitably one day arrive on Earth and annihilate everybody. So to prevent this and the people of Earth from suffering such consequences, Tony Stark's original idea was to build a massive army, not to fight off against the Avengers themselves, but to protect the citizens of the world, to protect the Avengers. Tony Stark's vision was to simply upgrade the planet's security, which is why the Russo brothers went on to claim that the outburst that Tony Stark had in the beginning of the Avengers Endgame movie was to basically shove everything that Tony Stark had originally told Captain America back into his face, and simply having to tell him that he was right the entire time. As of course the Russo brothers agreed with Tony Stark's idea by building an Ultron-like program to protect the Avengers and the planet, the beginning of the Avengers Endgame movie set that narrative up, as of course we go back to the Avengers Age of Ultron movie with Tony Stark having to tell Steve Rogers, "I was right from the very beginning." So by the end of this, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you guys agree with the Russo brothers having to defend Tony Stark's original idea by having Ultron be something that was needed by the Avengers in order to simply protect them? Or do you think that the narrative should have remained the way it did by having a conflict involving Steve Rogers and of course Tony Stark? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. In the animated series and in the comics, we ultimately understand that Ultron does in fact come back. So is that inevitable down the line within the MCU? One can only tell, but I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. Once more, if you guys are new to this channel, then don't forget to go ahead and smash that subscribe button, turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. Also give this video a thumbs up if you guys are fans of the Marvel MCU universe, alongside absolutely loved the Avengers Endgame movie. Tune back in for more. Lots of interesting information will be coming out in regards to the chain of events that have occurred behind the scenes, what the directors thought about certain concepts and ideas, alongside the future of the MCU going forward. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, once more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.